On December 6th, the Planning Board and the Needham Housing Authority listened to resident feedback regarding the zoning proposal tied to the redevelopment of deeply affordable units for seniors and disabled individuals on Linden and Chambers Streets. The Planning Board intends to present this amendment at the 2024 town meeting in May. Here's municipal producer Yu Xiaoyuan with more details.
The rezoning aims to pave the way for the construction of two four-story buildings, offering 247 one- and two-bedroom apartments. This will include an additional 95 public housing units, augmenting the existing Linden Chambers complex managed by the Needham Housing Authority. The current building on Linden Street is one story, while those on Chambers Street are 2 stories. During the meeting, the representative of the architectural firm BH&A presented 2 site plans. One design situates a parking lot at the back of the building, creating an additional 67-foot setback between the Maple Street neighborhood and the south side of the Linden building. Despite the meeting focusing on zoning comments, residents expressed apprehension about the specifics of the project. Planning Board Chair Adam Block explained many of these considerations will be addressed during the site plan review process if the town adopts the zoning amendment. Nancy Potts on Linden Street raised concerns about construction activity and project density exacerbating the already problematic drainage system. She shared photos of flooding on her property with the board.
When they remove the trees, knock down the buildings, and disturb the soil, that this will create more issues with the drainage problem.
Many neighboring residents, particularly property owners on Linden and Maple Streets, echoed Potts' concerns due to the area's low elevation and proximity to wetlands.
Just anything we can do to mitigate the impact of flooding. I think I speak for many of my Maple Street neighbors. We're really concerned about that. It wasn't just the August storm. There's been other storms as well. I don't want them to think it was just once in 100 years. I think it's going to happen a lot more than that.
Block reassured residents, explaining that new stormwater regulations enacted in 2018 would address drainage issues. Dan Chen of BH&A added, there will be a 6,000 to 8,000 square foot increase in permeated surface compared to the existing landscape, which will further alleviate the flooding situation.
The current roof area, including the existing Linden Chambers building, and when I say impervious surface is referred to all the roof areas, all the hard surface parking areas, all the path, and so anything essentially not grass. And it's roughly around 133,000 square feet on the 480,000 square feet site. And the current proposed in both the design, Site A, Site Plan A, Site Plan B, we're looking at around 124 to 126,000 square feet in terms of those same metrics.
Traffic emerged as another major concern raised by attendees.
Linden Street already has cars that speed down the street, and many use it as a pass-through street. The location of the High Rock School causes many problems. I have constant issues with the parents blocking my driveway. I can't get in and out of it.
That kind of a building, normally people will put a building 4 stories on a main road. They don't go into a residential area.
Block pointed out a traffic study will be available for the Planning Board to assess impact and impose possible mitigation measures during the project's site plan review process.
We will ensure that the project minimizes the traffic impact to a reasonable standard.
Helen Garagosian, a current tenant and former president of Linden Chambers Resident Association, indicated the additional units would not necessarily result in a significant uptick in traffic.
Not everybody drives all the way through their senior years. They stop driving at a certain point.
Garagosian cautioned affordable housing is facing a crisis and expressed gratitude for the effort put into the redevelopment proposal, stressing that keeping tenants in one community could help them combat loneliness.
That's a community there of people that all know one another. And the worst thing to do with a community like they've done in other housings is to break them up, send them scattered, and they're no longer a community together. That further perpetuates the isolation thing.
The Linden Chambers complex at 60 years old doesn't meet current energy codes or ADA accessibility standards.
The laundries are on the second floor of the 2-story building, so go figure.
Many attendees voiced support for rezoning to improve the living conditions for the tenants.
We can't let the perfect get in the way of the good. Linden Chambers needs to be replaced. We need to provide habitable, modern spaces for the folks that live with us who, will have the ability to get upstairs with an elevator.
I fully support this. The idea of adding 95 additional units that people can move into. We have a loneliness epidemic, especially with seniors. For seniors to be able to live in our town where their families are.
A lot of work has gone into this. I think there's a tremendous amount of need for this community and the need for it to grow and be able to meet the long waiting list for people who need this affordable housing.
During a select board meeting in September, Town Manager Kate Fitzpatrick revealed there were 483 applications for the 4 affordable housing units at the 1180 Great Plain Avenue development that became available in the summer. Additional planning board hearings are scheduled next year before the proposal goes to town meeting for a vote in May. If zoning and the site plan review pass, construction could begin in spring 2025. For Needham Channel News, I'm Yu Xiaoyuan.